In our last video, we went over what a resume is, what to include, and why it's important to make sure your resume is the best representation of your professional self. For this video, we are going to deep dive into the format of a resume to ensure your resume not only catches the eyes of an employer, but also gets past some of the technology that may stand between you and that recruiter. This is part 2 of a 3-part video series covering resumes. Hello and welcome to the Work4Warriors Nevada Virtual Training Library. My name is Ismail, and today I will show you our recommendations on how to format a resume. If you did not watch our first video, or you are unfamiliar with resumes, I highly suggest that you watch the first video in the series before continuing with this one. You can find our first video on our website, work4warriorsnv.org, or on our YouTube channel. Be sure to check that out before continuing with this video. Let's start from the top. In the header, you should include your legal name, phone number, and email address at a minimum. Optional things to include would be your home address. If a job description requests a link to your LinkedIn profile, this would be a good place to place that link. For your phone number, ensure you update your voicemail greetings to be professional and introduce yourself in case the employer calls you and you happen to miss the call. Also, ensure you create a professional email that shows your name and not a personal, unprofessional email such as bigboy62@hotmail.com. You can create a free email account through Google. Be sure to use that email in all professional exchanges when job hunting. This section covers both your professional summary and applicable KSAs. List your proficiencies as they apply to the position. Also, ensure your professional summary is clear, concise, and to the point. This should be no longer than 3 sentences or 1 paragraph. In the skills section, ensure you emphasize your job-focused skills. Include your abilities that are related to the job you are applying for. Also, ensure your higher priority skills are listed first so that the recruiter sees that information first to catch their attention. You can also list certifications and licensures relevant to the position here. A good way to ensure you are using the right keywords is to check the job description of the job posting. Use the same keywords that they use as they apply to your skills in the resume. Also, avoid vague terms and abbreviations. Spell out the full word to ensure that the section is scannable. More on that later. In this section, you will list your professional experience. We highly recommend you list your professional experience starting with the most recent and going down in chronological order. This ensures that the recruiter can see your growth path and has a clear understanding of your job experience and how you got promoted to who you are now. Before we continue, there are 2 formats that you can cover your professional experience in: chronological or functional. We just covered chronological, which is what we recommend as employers typically prefer this format. It is also better to organize your job experience, especially if you have a long-term employment or have worked in the same field or company for an extended period. Functional format arranges experience around functions you have performed or skills you have developed. This is usually better if you have constantly changed industries over the years, but have the experience needed for the position. If this is the case, you may want to consider using this format, but ensure you are highlighting your transferable skills throughout the resume. The first line of each section should list your position and time span for when you held the position. Use month and year whenever possible. The second line should include the employer, city, and state of where you work. You don't need to include the name of your supervisor, address, or any contact information for the employer here. Ensure you use bulleted format for your job description. When you bullet out your job description, ensure you have at least 2 bullets. Explain your role and contributions while you worked at each position. It's important that you emphasize the outcomes of your position, not the duties. For example, you can use descriptors such as increased efficiency of the department by 20% or improved customer service score of the company by 15 points as it applies to your role. Also, ensure you are consistent with your wording throughout your resume. Use similar descriptors and verbiage as much as possible to standardize your resume. Finally, keep an eye out for past and present tense. If you currently work at the job, be sure you use present tense for your sentence. If you no longer work in that position, use past tense. If you are unsure how to list this section, turn to the job announcement. Address the specific needs of the employer and match the keywords and phrases that they use whenever possible. But at the same time, do not copy and paste from the announcement. A recruiter will catch that immediately and will know you are just trying to fill up space on your resume. Also, do not try to fill out space with job experience that does not apply to the position. Mirror your skills to the job announcement, but make sure it shows that it is your work and you put time and effort into your resume. Last but not least, do not embellish or lie on your resume. It will not look good if you get interviewed or even hired and show that you cannot perform. If you've completed a degree, you will also have an education section. Include your completed degrees with a university, degree, and completion month and year, as well as any honors you received upon graduation. If you are currently a student or have not completed your degree yet, then be sure to list out in bullet format relevant coursework. Focus on completed courses that are either unique and applies to the position. Don't list out general education classes. The employers will assume you already have the basic classes covered. Also, if you're still in school, don't forget to add if you have either your high school diploma or GED. And this has been the second part of the 3-part series covering resumes. We hope that this will help you kickstart your resume building process and has given you a good starting point. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out part 3 of the series. Don't forget that Work for Warriors Nevada is a community agency with offices in Las Vegas and Reno ready to serve the military and veteran community, as well as their families. If you need more assistance or have questions, check out our website, workforwarriorsnv.org. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with our latest training videos, and be sure to check out all our social media platforms for the latest updates. Links to all our socials down below. Thank you for watching, and happy job hunting.